Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to talk about the difference between Palantir and Tesla, and this is going to be very interesting for shareholders, and a lot of people who own Palantir also own Tesla. So I wanted to compare these two companies a little bit and talk about the pros and cons, and it's going to be quite useful as an investor in these companies. So as always, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to go further, check out the first link in the description box below. That takes you to the Patreon of the channel, where you can support us for $5 a month. You get access to me and you get access to all the valuation models that we use on this channel. So go ahead and check it out. Today, some news came out that Lucid and Nikola moved to raise additional funds as rising costs squeeze EV startups. So I found this news very funny and it made me think. So first of all, in the CNBC video that I saw, the anchor was saying, okay, I don't even want to talk about Nikola because I'm just not really sure if it's a real company. So let's talk about Lucid. I think the same way. So I'm not sure that, they had these allegations which turned out to be true, or seem to be true, allegedly. Everything I say here is my opinion. Please don't sue me. So that they were rolling down this truck from a hill, and the Trevor Milton was a liar and he made like completely misleading claims to investors. So I don't know how they're going to survive, and I don't know, like, they're going to raise 400 million. In the EV startup world, 400 million is lunch money. So I don't know what he's going to do with that money, but I also don't think that they're a real company and they're going to be around much longer. Lucid Motors, on the other hand, they are very highly owned by the Saudi government. Their valuation is lucid dream, actually. And I highly doubt that the Saudi government is going to let them go bankrupt and let this investment go to waste. But they're clearly having issues. And this made me think, because Elon Musk was always saying prototypes are easy, production is very hard. And I was thinking, we all have a Tesla thesis, right? And one of the big part of, I don't know about your thesis, but definitely my thesis is that they have a very big competitive advantage. And that is also the thesis in Palantir. But on Tesla, it's so easy to see the product. It's so easy to, sit in a Tesla, take it for a ride, experience it for yourself. And it's also so easy at the same time to see the progress that they're making, because they're building gigafactories, and those factories need to come up, they need to be tooled, and it's also really easy to see what the competition is doing, because if GM and Ford is not building gigafactories and they're not doing other things that I'm going to go into, it's impossible that they would be competing with Tesla. So contrary to popular belief, announcing that you will be competing with Tesla and announcing new models is nothing. Building factories, optimizing your factories. And so here's another piece of news. Tesla needs nickel to dominate the car industry, just signed a $5 billion deal with the metal's largest source. So they are thinking ahead, and they know that, okay, we're going to be producing millions and millions of EVs, and a key component in the batteries is nickel. So we're going to contract the mine for the amount that we need. So guess what? If there was another competitor that was also planning to, build millions and millions and possibly outcompete Tesla and, make more than Tesla, then where do they get the materials from if they don't have such contracts? So it's very, very, very easy to track how Tesla's competition is doing. Actually, today we're tracking how Tesla's competition is not doing, because I don't see any other gigafactories going up. I don't see any of these mining agreements being made. And I see that, Nikola is not a competitor, but Lucid could have been a competitor, and they are struggling, and they are not coming out with the numbers that they said they would be coming up. And it is what it is. And if we take a look at Palantir, I think one of the toughest things for investors to come around is that you are not able to test drive the program. You're not able to use it. It's only a few global 2,000 companies and governments that have real world experience with Palantir. And by the way, if you're someone who has real world experience with Palantir and you use Palantir and you know about it, please, I want to do an interview with you on this channel. So So one of the hardest things for investors is they can't experience the product. I did videos about this, that the fact that they're growing and the fact that the customers are buying more and they have this 120% retention rate, that's proof enough for me that the product is solving a major problem for the customers. And, you know, it is a product market fit. But they are in a very, very new industry. So Tesla is in a very mature industry that has been pretty much stale before, you know, Tesla came along. In Palantir's industry, every other competitor that is there, they're growing at breakneck pace. And, you know, Snowflake is growing 80% year over year revenue. Databricks is a private company, but I'm pretty sure that they're also growing at a breakneck pace. So everybody is growing. And because we investors cannot test the product, we have to, it's really hard for us to not go a little bit on optimism that, you know, we believe in this and they're going to figure out the competition, and we hope that the numbers that we see, we interpret them correctly. But this is the interesting thing. This is also why Palantir's stock price is not 30 right now, because these things make investors uncertain and many people sell because they don't want to risk this. So I would actually say that Tesla is a safer bet to invest in, but potentially you will not get the same returns as in Palantir. But Palantir is a much more riskier bet because the thesis is way harder to see to play out in action, which I'm going to try my best to not have it this way on the channel. And I want to, you know, interview a lot of people and give you guys a lot of value about what's going on really on the battlefield and with Palantir. But currently it's really, really, really hard to see what's happening and if the competition is a big problem or it's not a problem, and is it an industry where, my guess is that they are in an industry where all these companies are going to grow and they're going to survive, and hopefully Palantir is going to be one of the major players and the other companies don't have to lose for Palantir to win. But the point still remains that Palantir is the riskiest, but you can make a lot more money than on your Tesla investment. What do I do as an investor? I'm trying to have half my portfolio in Tesla, half my portfolio in Palantir. I really don't recommend you to do this. The reason why I do it is because I am a real estate developer and I have a much bigger part of my net worth in my company, which is also unhealthy, completely undiversified. But as time goes by, I'm planning to add substantial amounts to my stock market portfolio and, you know, widen how many stocks I have so that I'm not concentrated in 2 stocks. But this is what I'm doing. This is not investment advice. So I hope this data that I told you was useful. And if you like this video, as always, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down there, or you can click on this icon up there and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you thought, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.